Hello, we're here with Sam Mansour, Senior Manager, Product Management at Oracle. How are you doing, Sam?
I'm doing great.
Thanks for joining us. So the first question, why is attention important?
Attention is sort of the entryway to many things, but probably most importantly to our memory. You know, like if you're sitting in a classroom and you're not paying attention to the lesson, it's highly likely that when you come to take the test, you're going to do poorly.
Mhm.
So if you shift that model to sort of advertising, you can also make the same assumption that if you paid no attention to an ad, the consumer is less likely to have any kind of brand recall or association with the brand or the ad itself. So attention is really important to everything we do as humans, but it has particular relevance to ad effectiveness.
So attention's important, but it definitely feels like it's more of a topic at industry events. There's obviously a lot of brands really leading the charge on incorporating attention in everything they do. There's a lot of technology providers. Why in 2023 is has everything sort of become much more discussed and top of mind for marketers?
Yeah, it's like everything as old as new again. It's like, and I think it's because our ability to statistically analyze data, link it to other data sets, predict outcomes has increased dramatically. So technology never stands still. And we're in the age of taking full advantage of the GPU, machine learning, AI, cloud computing, and the like. So the state of attention measurement today is a very wide array of solutions and tools. And working as part of the attention IAB task force, they basically fall into three kind of main buckets, right? There's sort of this biometric attention, and that's really about sort of eye tracking, heart rate, skin conduction, like all of this very sensor rich data, right? That is now available and hopefully coming from consenting adults, right? Then you have predictive sort of attention, which is like the ability to take research and then apply that at massive scales in ways that you weren't able to do before. So, for instance, an example might be like you might know through a study that red letters on a yellow background is going to grab more attention than gray letters on a blue background. You can code that into an algorithm and now process bazillions of images or ads and recognize when that sort of thing happens and score accordingly because you took that research, right? And you can now make very large scale predictions based on that research. And then there's kind of sort of the thing that we do, which calls it's like census or proxy attention. And this is like where our measurement accompanies every single ad in all these different environments and measures all kinds of different attributes from time spent to hovers, clicks, the screen real estate, even the things like environmental, like the sentiment of the adjacent stuff on the page. So the fundamental shift is our ability to now combine these things and get holistic interpretation around where attention might be is unprecedented. Like we're in a new era of that technology, in my opinion.
We've established that attention's important. We've kind of talked about how it's at the forefront right now. $1 million question: who should be paying for attention measurement? The advertisers, the platforms, the agencies? How do you sort of square that important question?
So I've been around this business for a really long time and have been exposed to many different use cases. I've worked at ad agencies, I've worked at publishers, and I'm been on the measurement side for quite some time. And what I can tell you from at least the use cases that I've had experience with in the ecosystem that it applies broadly. So let's go through some examples. Like, you could imagine being in a creative department at an ad agency and using biometric attention to help you make a decision about which cut to use or which commercial is going to lead to more engagement from a potential audience. That same agency's media department is likely to use census or proxy attention and send that out with the ad in the real environments to understand, in the different environments where this ad appeared, how did engagement happen. On the pub side, you might, like, we literally had this when I was at Time Inc. We were doing a site redesign um, uh, of one of our sites, and we're looking at the different possibilities, and we used eye tracking in order to try and understand which design was going to lead to more engagement from users, what was going to flow better for them, how were they going to be able to find new sections and new content, right? And so those same publishers also look to understand attention because they're packaging up their ad bundles to meet advertiser expectations. And when it comes to sort of like the technologies and the platforms in the middle, when you think about like DSPs and SSPs, the best of them play the role of curation. So they're not just facilitating a transaction, but they're actually involved in curating. And baseline is curating, make sure that invalid traffic is filtered out, but attention plays an important role in that curation as well. And so you really cover the whole ecosystem, and there are use cases in every single niche of the ecosystem that relate to attention, because I think, again, it's fundamental to how humans interact with the world, and particularly with ad effectiveness.
So, what is your advice for brands or agencies or individual marketers that either at the beginning of their journey or they've started to think about attention, maybe they've done some trials, but they feel like they're kind of behind the curve on how they get up to speed?
The first thing is to sort of understand that there's no one solution or one thing that's going to ensure that your advertising is always effective. That you really need to sort of set clear objectives, be curious, ask lots of questions, be aware of your own biases, let the data tell its own story, and partner with people who are smart and who are leaned in to help you improve your outcome. So embracing change and being curious and working with smart people to better understand what your objectives are, how to achieve them. That would be my advice. And there's plenty of great resources, including the resource that you guys have put together to showcase what is all available in this new attention economy.
Thank you for the plug. um, any, anything else you wanted to add, or things that people should be focused on in the next year or 18 months?
No, I mean, I think it's really about understanding that this has been around for a really long time. And attention is fundamental to everything that we do as humans. And there's different ways to measure it, and really understanding what are these different ways and how might they connect to tell a fuller, richer story is the key. But yeah, and then I guess the last thing is just have fun while you're doing it. It's advertising. We should be having fun while we're engaging in the efforts to have people consider your brand or your site or your content.
Well, Sam, thank you so much for this. This was really informative, and we appreciate you sharing what you know.
Thank you so much, Keith. Appreciate the opportunity.